I'm crocheting a blanket to represent my hike of the Pacific Crest Trail last year, and you're watching days 15 and 16. So here's what the blanket is looking like so far, and here's my color chart for reference. On day 15, we hiked 13.5 miles, and on day 16, we hiked 17.5 miles, so I'm gonna do one more stripe in light blue and then one more stripe in dark blue. So getting right into day 15, I'm actually gonna read an entry from my journal because I think it sums it up pretty perfectly. Oof. Today was probably my least favorite day so far. I was so cold overnight, and when we woke up, everything was wet. Everyone that camped by us got up so early and left by 8 a.m., which made us feel a bit insecure. We stayed for another hour drying everything out. When we started hiking, we passed by the Warner Springs Community Center again and realized that everyone was actually just there airing their things out. So then I felt better about everything. Then for the whole day of hiking, it felt like we were going uphill forever and ever. I kept thinking it would end and then we'd turn a corner and just keep seeing the trail go up and up and up. And then after a really tough day, we finally got to the tent site we were looking at, and it turned out to be the most exposed and windy site ever, and we literally didn't even think we were going to be able to get a tent to stand up. So our options at that point were A, hike over 5 miles forward to a spot that may or may not still be windy and exposed, or hike 1 mile backwards to a spot that was okay. So we ended up going with option B and hiking 1 mile backwards on the trail. There ended up being a bunch of other hikers that chose to stop in that spot, but luckily we were able to find a spot that was kind of in the bushes and protected from the wind. Needless to say, I was just feeling a bit demoralized at the end of this exhausting day, and I was really dreading having to redo that last mile of hiking. But luckily, the universe rewarded us with a much easier day on day 16. The hiking was mostly flatter downhill, and we were feeling really good, so we ended up hiking 17.5 miles. One of the cool parts of the day was getting water at Mike's place. I think they sometimes set up food and stuff for hikers, but we were really early in the season, so that kind of stuff hadn't started yet. But it was really cool just to get water from these massive water tanks. But yeah, other than that, I don't really think anything eventful happened on day 16. I think these 2 days back to back really goes to show that you never really know what to expect on trail. Some days I'd feel so sluggish and like I can hardly take another step, and then I'd wake up the next day and feel amazing and like I could hike forever. And I think it really taught me not to stew on the bad days for too long. I would let myself feel all the feelings, but then you just have to let it pass and keep walking. Okay, and here's my updated blanket after 16 days on the PCT. If you're liking these videos, I would love it if you'd follow along. Bye!